Hi everyone. Today I would like to speak about another program which I think I briefly touched and described in my previous videos, but today I will go a bit more into details with regards to this possibility to move to Russia. We are talking about investor immigration program, so-called golden visa. As you probably heard, this idea of introducing such possibility into Russian immigration legislation initially was discussed in the Russian media in June 2020. In April 2021, I have participated in the meeting with the Deputy Minister of Ministry of Economic Development and Trade uh, during the working basically group discussing this new investment immigration program. And on this meeting, I was actually very critical about the way that the criteria has been written about who to consider to be an investor from the point of view of obtaining permanent residency in Russia. So the good thing is that the law that basically says that if a foreign national invests certain amount of money into the Russian economy, and I will go more in details what would be those criteria, and such foreign investor will obtain permanent residency, has been adopted. The law comes into force 6 months from the moment that it has been adopted, and basically the law will come into force as of January 10th, 2023. So what are the investment criteria? Again, right now I'll be speaking only about the investment criteria that have been discussed before, because the next 6 months, as of today until January 2023, when the law will come into force, Russian government has to finally approve the criteria. Yeah. So initially it was discussed that foreign investor that invests into these types of assets is considered to be an investor from the point of view of obtaining permanent residence in Russia. So the first one is a Russian company, and the amount of investment is 15 million rubles. 15 million rubles approximately, with the current rate, ruble to dollar, is 260,000 US dollars, and you invest into the Russian company. There are additional criteria that the Russian company has to pay certain amount of taxes, etc., etc. Because they are not 100% set, I cannot comment on all of those, and I don't think it's necessary to comment on them, the past ones, because they have been drafted and we don't know how it will eventually look like. So number one is investing into a Russian company, 260,000 rubles. Number two is investing into the Russian government bonds, the amount of 30 million rubles, which is approximately 520,000 US dollars into the Russian government bonds. With this, it's pretty much kind of understandable and clear. I mean, apart from the fact that it's hard to understand how to do it right now, especially if you are from a list of so-called unfriendly enemy countries. And number three is investing into Russian real estate, which can be either residential or commercial. And the amount of investment into the real estate is also 30 million rubles, which is approximately a bit over $500,000 US dollars. Again, that could play into your benefit if the Russian ruble weakens, and this amount can go down significantly. Yeah? But what is wrong with the proposed investment criteria? The criteria itself is okay. Yeah, the mechanisms that, again, initially have been drafted and that I've been very critical about during the meeting with the deputy minister, is that the proposal was the following: foreign national has at first to invest into the asset and then hold this investment for 3 years, and then such foreign national will be able to obtain permanent residency, which is really stupid and will never work. And again, from our side, we are trying to do everything in order to alert Russian government not to write the law in this way, yeah, because this will be basically a deal breaker and that will be a failure. That's actually the biggest problem in the proposed investment criteria. And now to the pros, as we see those pros. Yeah, first of all is that such foreign investor will obtain permanent residency right away, meaning if we take away this 3-year period, what I mean right away is that without a necessity to obtain quota for temporary residency, yeah, so such foreign national would be able to obtain permanent residency. Second, I think quite good is that it's not only about foreign investor, it's also about his family or her family members, and the family members are very widely written, and that would be spouse, that would be kids, that would be parents, that would be parents of the spouse, that would be grandparents, and that would be grandkids. So all of those people would be able to obtain permanent residency in Russia. And another potentially very interesting provision is that there is no requirement for such foreign investor and his family members to actually reside in Russia. Because if a foreign national obtains permanent residency on another ground, and there are other grounds right now to get permanent residency in Russia, so such foreign national is obliged to reside in Russia for 6 months within each year in order not to lose the permanent residency. Yeah, otherwise this permanent residency can be revoked. So in case of an investor, basically we are talking about kind of resident non-domicile program whereby foreign investor receives the permanent residency and is not required to stay in Russia for 6 months. Again, we will be following on within the next 6 months how things develop and whether the investment criteria and the conditions of such investment criteria are written properly. We are trying to advise Russian government to make it actually work because it's in their interest. Yeah, because the deputy minister told that, listen, for me it's very important that this law works because there are KPIs. They're actually looking at within the first year of the program to attract 300 investors. Within the next years, 500, 600 investors, which as you look in numbers, yeah, for Russia is nothing. Yeah, I mean, we're not St. Kitts and Nevis, yeah, where the population is basically, I don't know how much, 40,000 people, and they literally sell 3,000-4,000 applications and passports a year, which is 10% of the population. Yeah, so for Russia, when we're looking about 500 people, it's not that much, but even that potentially won't be reachable in case the investment criteria conditions are written incorrectly. Again, I will be providing more information as soon as I have it, and hopefully this golden visa program will finally be properly made and adopted in Russia. Thank you.